Hey guys, so for this video I'll be ranking Girls' Generation solo album up to until now. I don't know if there's going to be any more solo albums being released later this year. I'll talk about that later though. But this is just all the albums that they released solo. So obviously I'm an OT9 stan, so Jessica's going to be included in this because she was part of Girls' Generation for most of their career. And yeah, so this is coming from a so on. So if I say I don't like something, it's not that I don't like the girls. Maybe I don't necessarily like that album or certain songs in the album. I'm just gonna be completely honest here without being completely biased. Because if I was gonna be biased, I would just say I like Jessica's stuff the most because she is my ultimate bias and I like her more than the other girls. But I still love all the other girls as well. And Taeyeon is neck and neck with her because I love her almost as much as well. So let's get started just kind of talking about each individual album and then I'll just kind of rank it. So let's see. Okay, I'll start with Sohyun. So let me move these albums. So Sohyun okay, so Sohyun was actually supposed to make a solo debut very soon, blah blah blah. We got this year, early this year. Really liked this release, but if I'm being completely honest, other than Don't Say No, I don't necessarily remember any of the other tracks because I didn't listen to it that much. I like the sound, but it's not something that I would listen to often. I don't know if that explains it. Like all the songs here blend really well together, but I don't particularly like a certain B-side. Oh my gosh, I remember that song from Sohyun. But other than that, I really like Don't Say No a lot. It showcases her vocal ability and her dancing. Everything for that, I was really impressed. But really like this whole concept that she went for, and I'm finally glad that she was able to show some type of personality because Sohyun is so bland when it comes to just seeing what her personality is like, because she is really sheltered and she kind of doesn't want people to know that much about her. She always plays it safe when it comes to her image, and I really like that she's really someone to, if you're going to look up to anyone on K-pop, I think the best person to look up is Sohyun. But definitely if you like Don't Say No, you're gonna like all the other songs in here, but kind of just R&B pop type of sound in here. And then we have Jessica's I Just Wanna Dance, which is an homage to Ariana Grande. If you have listened to Ariana Grande like her albums, this sounds like Ariana Grande songs. This is actually not being a negative thing because I actually really like her music as well. But definitely an R&B, pop, and sultry type of sound in this album. And SM did an amazing job with the track selection in here, because from all of these, this is probably the most cohesive album out of all the ones here. Because it's just, I don't know, it's just pure perfection when it comes to just being cohesive. And I really like this as well. I Just Wanna Dance is really catchy. I really enjoyed it. And actually with the difference between this album and this one is that I can actually pinpoint some of the songs in here. Just out of the top of my head. And then Why, which is Taeyeon's second mini album. Actually, I don't know if I dragged this or kind of just didn't say I didn't like it that much last year. I actually like it a lot more now. So you can't change your mind. So this album is the complete opposite of I. And these two are neck and neck because the thing is that Taeyeon can really make you like almost every type of a genre because she just has so much vocal control and pure perfection when it comes to singing, and that's just the biggest benefit that she has, because I don't think even Tiffany or Sohyun can really pull it off. And because just something about Taeyeon and her voice. She just fits every genre in. She's just amazing. And these are straight up pop songs for summer. My favorite Taeyeon song is Why or Fire, like between those two, and this photo book as well, like everything from this comeback. Really love this release from Taeyeon. I know she's not gonna make an album like this kind of ever again because this is very experimental. As SM was trying to see if Taeyeon could sell just as much with a style that people are not familiar with her, like that people are not usually familiarized Taeyeon with. And so I don't know if she'll ever make an album like this, but definitely I really like Good Thing, Hands on Me, obviously Why, and Starlight is one of my least favorite songs actually on this album, but it's not bad. I don't think you just need to be in a certain mood for it. It's just kind of I think that should have been, Starlight should have been this 6th track in here and then finish with Night. But still really good release. And then which is her introduction to her solos. Definitely a well-crafted album for Taeyeon. If you're going to just, if I were to just imagine the solo from Taeyeon, this would be the first thing that would come to my mind, because it screams Taeyeon. And I think SM waited a lot to have the right songs for her mini album, and you can tell that how well this was executed, because when it comes to just all the other albums in here, Taeyeon is the only one that can chart with B-sides, and the B-sides in here actually sold a lot. I think You Are sold really well, and same for the other songs in here, and it's her best-selling song yet. So, and then My Voice, which is still the best album that was released this year, so that says something right there of what the ranking is going to be like. My Voice speaks, the title just speaks what it needs to be said. She has finally found her voice, her sound. It's just right between the thin line of just pop and some mix of a ballad and a little bit of just electronic. This has a really good mix of songs, complete opposite of what this is, and a good inspiration from But I love this album from Taeyeon. Really proud of her. And then moving on to Jessica. So here is With Love J, her first mini album. If I had to pick between the three, this is my favorite. I think she did a really wonderful job with the track selection for this, the packaging as well. And yeah, this was just really, really good. I really enjoyed it last year. And then let me see. I don't know if I can see the track listing in here, but let's see if she shows the track listing on the back. Yeah, so my favorite songs in here are Big Mini World, Falling Crazy in Love, and Golden Sky. I really like Fly as well, but Falling Crazy in Love has such a beautiful bridge. That should have been like one of the ones with the music video instead of Love Me. The other song that's like Love Me Harder or something like that. Definitely like this. The photo book is incredible. Wonderland. So again, kind of, this is, I don't know, it's probably done on purpose, but these two are extremely different from each other, because this one is mid-tempo songs and ballads. This is what Taeyeon's Why was. Both extremely upbeat albums, and Actually, I didn't necessarily, and this is the same case with these two. I actually didn't listen to these two as much, and then I listened to it a little bit more later on. So this is really, and I just found it really weird for her to release this in the winter, because this would fit well a lot just better like in the spring or the summer. But I guess Wonderland was the whole concept with the snow fits well with the winter. But other than that, just the sound of this album, it's just weird for the winter release. It was just odd timing, but I guess she was just kind of wanting to release something as soon as possible. But again, wonderful packaging from Jessica. She has, in my opinion, best photo books. If we're gonna talk about packaging and photo books, Jessica wins in here, because she has the best photo books and the and packaging. And then her latest release, My Decade, more ballad based type of album. If I had to really compare it to, okay, I would say My Decade is like the I for Jessica, but I'll explain why. This is what you would expect Taeyeon to release. This is what you would expect Jessica to release. If you're a long time from her, of Jessica, this is what you would expect for her album to sound like. Same thing for Taeyeon. So I think that's what it's a really fitting title to call it My Decade, because 10 years, that's what she's known for. It's just ballady type of songs, and that's what this album is. Not necessarily my favorite, but definitely really like it as well. Okay, and then one thing I would like to say is that the albums by Jessica don't really sound K-pop sounding. I actually mentioned this on this unboxing, maybe in another unboxing from Jessica. But all of her, she writes all her songs and everything, but she mostly just records with Western producers, which I know majority of K-pop artists get to just get a bunch of demos and whatnot. But these are most of her songs are kind of just very adult contemporary sounding, like American type of songs that you would listen to. I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but I want her to be a little bit more risky. And then for Taeyeon, Taeyeon's album, My Voice doesn't sound K-pop at all. It just stands on its own. I would actually let someone who's not interested in K-pop listen to this, because it just sounds like like any type of artist, like, because there's a different type of K-pop sound that only K-pop fans like, and you can listen to that in Y and even I, but even I kind of just is not very K-pop sounding, but especially My Voice and Jessica's albums are not very K-pop sounding. And then it's just for ranking. So number one goes to My Voice. This is the best album out of all of these. Highly recommend listening to it. And Fire needed to be the single one here. I know a lot of people have different favorite songs in this album, but Fire is just a fantastic song. Just really amazing delivery from Taeyeon. And obviously get the deluxe version, because 1111 is also included, plus a bunch of other songs. Okay, second place goes to With Love J. Just the track listing here, really good. All the songs are really good. It meshed well together. Really, really like this album from her. Then second place goes to, I would say, I'll give it to Tiffany's I Just Wanna Dance. Because of how, just as an album as a whole, I think this one just deserves third place. Then I would give 4th place to why, and actually I think I ranked I a lot higher last year, is because this doesn't get boring and this can get boring. You need to be in a certain mood to listen to I. And then I'll put Wonderland. Then I. Then My Decade, and last place to Sohyun with Don't Say No. And this is for album as a whole. And now I want to rank it as singles. Alright, because all of these are good albums, but the one that I listen to the least is Sohyun's album, and it's just in particular I can't really pinpoint the songs apart. And then for title tracks, like singles, 1st place goes to Why. 1st place. 2nd place goes to Fine. 3rd place goes to Wonderland. 4th place goes to I. Don't Say No, I Just Wanna Dance, Fly, and Summer Storm. And here's the thing. Fly can be a little bit, Fly and Summer Storm are moody songs. These two are just neck and neck. It screams Taeyeon, but again, it can be a little bit at top of a moody song. Like, you can listen to it for a while and then you're like, okay, I don't want to listen to it anymore. But it's still a really good song. Wonderland, extremely catchy. And then Why, 1st place, is just it's just extremely catchy. I can't stop listening to this song and I'm still not tired of it. And Fine is just a masterpiece vocally. It's just, these two are really good. And kind of my conclusion here is, I would say, the one with the best music, I would be going completely biased and unbiased and just honest. The one that has the best music is Taeyeon. I think Taeyeon just can deliver any type of sound because she's just an amazing vocalist. She has a lot of emotion in her voice, really good delivery, and she just has been able to experiment and has not failed at it. So I'm really looking forward to whatever she's going to release next year. I think she'll probably get another solo just because of how well she does on her own. And I'm really glad that she's been so successful. Hopefully we'll get another full-length album, but who knows. I'm really proud of Taeyeon for what she has done these past 3 years with her solos. Okay, so that's my favorite for just overall. Then I'll give it to Jessica. I think even though she doesn't necessarily sound very K-pop sounding, I'm glad that she takes a lot of part in the production for her albums. I'm hoping that she'll do something more risky because, for instance, Taeyeon took a risk with some other tracks in her albums, and even with Why, even I Got Love, which was kind of another single as well. She took a risk with her stuff, while Jessica has played it really safe. So I still really like her albums. So Jessica comes in second places overall, and then third place goes to Tiffany, even though I don't know if she'll get another chance to do any solo album anytime soon. But I think she just did an amazing job with this album. I want to hear more from Tiffany. And again, last place goes to Sohyun, because even though I like that I was able to see a little bit more of her personality, I want to see her just do stronger tracks, because like I said, I don't necessarily listen to this that much. But one thing I would say though, for vocally, before I end this video, vocally, I think the best albums vocally, Sohyun and Taeyeon, they have just had experimented a lot vocally, and I think I would even put Sohyun a little bit higher than Taeyeon with just vocal delivery on tracks. Sohyun was doing it. And then right behind her, Taeyeon. So I don't necessarily want to drag Sohyun, but it's just kind of just musical style of my taste. Really, 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 really happy of how much she has improved and how much she showcased with her album vocally. So I don't know if SM is going to give her any solos anytime soon. And kind of just ending it, I want more members to have solo albums, because I love putting these on my little shelf of K-pop albums, and I always look at them and I feel so proud of what they have achieved. I really want a Yuri album or a Sunny. Actually, more of Sunny. I want her to do something on her own, because she's always been pushed to the back and she's always been one of the best members vocally, and she's just never been able to showcase that. But enough with the rambling, and yeah, I recommend getting all of these albums, and please support Girls' Generation on the future and on their solo endeavors. Who knows if they're going to all stay together as a group, but we'll see with the upcoming news in a month or so. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and comment down below as well your favorite releases and your ranking for them, because I know my ranking is not an official ranking, it's just my opinion, so I want to hear other people's opinions as well. So bye guys.